All right, time to check in with Chief Meteorologist Alana Brophy for your full forewarned weather forecast. Alana, we've seen some good weather so far this week. We want to keep it going.
Time out, Sarah. We got to talk about Rowan and Isaac. Hello, Space
and
Camp.
We're so excited for
They're
them.
Judge Memorial grads. That's my alma mater, okay?
Ooh.
Like, I am all about those Bulldogs, so a major congratulations to them. That is very, very cool, which is what we will feel tomorrow following this cold front, Sarah. We had this one move on through, and it brought the cloud cover. Time-lapse video coming out of Cache Valley with that front bringing in a little bit of moisture, and it triggered some storms, but that really focused on central Utah. Clear skies tonight as the sun was going down up there in Logan. But we're going to see northwesterly flow taking over. Forewarned radar sweeping the region, and you can see a small portion of the state still from I-70 kind of down towards Enoch, moving over I-15 in Beaver County. Some echoes of moisture. We did see some thunder and lightning over the nice little cell that kind of put down decent lightning, but these are tracking east. They're losing steam, but an isolated storm can't be ruled out in this area as we get through the next hour or so. We know some lightning down in Ivins was also occurring, and that's due to the cold front. We have moisture potential. It provides lift, and as we put it on the move, you see it tracks east. It is going to move out of the area, but we will see some lingering moisture. In the last few hours, we focused that in south central Utah with quiet conditions along the Wasatch Front, the Uinta Basin, and up towards Cache Valley. Also saw a few storms. They don't put down a lot of moisture, and we're getting close to closing out May. As we look at our month-to-date precipitation, we're running below average here at Salt Lake, St. George, Cedar City, and Logan. So our major cities on the dry side. You may remember April was also below average. Now we're coming off of a healthy snow year. We're the high desert, though, and we need moisture and want to keep it coming. But it looks like for May, we're going to be under where we should be. Meg Roberts catching the gorgeous color in Salt Lake. Hi, Meg. Thank you so much. Weather at abc4.com if you take your weather pictures. We made it to 80 degrees today. It's still warm. 78's our average high, so we were above that. But tomorrow's going to be a bit of a different story. 80s, 90s in Green River. 87 in Moab, 94 in St. George, and we saw those 80s along the I-15 corridor. As we head into tonight, mostly clear skies along the Wasatch Front, those 60s. And then as we get through the overnight, you're going to notice those numbers into the 50s. Pretty quiet. We're going to stay dry. We only have lingering moisture holding on in southeastern Utah. Those numbers off to the races by 9 a.m. at 56. Futurecast shows that clearing cold front with quiet conditions out there. You do notice by tomorrow afternoon and evening, south central to southeastern Utah with that lingering moisture could get an isolated storm, but that's the only spot in the Beehive State where we'll see that. Some cloud cover by Friday. We get some ridging for high pressure as we head towards the end of the work week. And gosh, that will really catapult temperatures. They're going to rebound really quickly. Here's today's system coming through. There's that high pressure that sets up briefly. And then a mostly dry cold front comes through Saturday into Sunday. So the latter half of the weekend, which means Saturday we're going to warm up with southwesterly winds ahead of that. Into next week, by Monday and Tuesday, another little system comes through. And that's before high pressure takes over. And it looks like that ridge of high pressure could bring in that summer warmth with above average numbers. So we're going to watch this because it could also bring in the potential for our first triple-digit day in southern Utah. Forewarning you now, that could be in the cards, and I'll show you what I mean on the 7-day here. 60s and 70s for tomorrow. I even went warmer than a lot of the guidance here. We could be low 70s in several areas after that cold front with northwesterly flow. 70s and 80s on the eastern side of the state. 96 in St. George. I know, still above average in the south, but wait till you see the 7-day. You don't get much of a break. It is officially popsicle season in Washington County. Here we go with those mid to upper 90s, 98 by the close of the work week. The winds pick up for the weekend, which will cool a little bit, but there we go. By next Wednesday, we can see our first triple-digit day of the year. Oh boy, we're off and ready to go. Summer warmth is like, hi, ready to come on in. Wasatch Front showing a slight chance. The few systems that we do get along the Wasatch Front will actually keep our temperatures at bay, so we won't skyrocket above average. But you notice we have a few warm days here, including Saturday, where we're flirting with 90, again on Monday. So in between these mostly dry systems, we do get a cool down, but it's up, down, and all around, and still 80s is above average for this time of year. Tomorrow's going to be nice, coolest day of the next 7. Could be low 70. I feel like if you're a 70s person, maybe you are.
This is the time
like
for
the
you.
70s?
Who doesn't? Funk.
Well,
He loves the funk. There you go. Ooh, I like that. I had a Stairway to Heaven reference. Yeah, I think it's going to be a good day tomorrow. And yeah,
Nice.
if you can get